The idea of putting meat or seafood on a skewer and cooking it over a fire goes back decades, if not right back to the cavemen.
You know, it was such a good idea. It was probably a cave woman.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I'd go so far as to say that cooking meat kebab style is probably in our human DNA.
And as time went on, people started adding vegetables to the skewer to round out the meal, which is where all of our problems began.
Like shrimp and vegetables. They're not the best kebab mates and they cook at different rates. And today we are going to skewer this problem once and for all.
And the star of our skewer is shrimp. We're starting with 1.5 pounds of jumbo shrimp because they can stand a slightly longer cooking time on the grill, because then you can get some good grill color. All right, and so we're just going to simply peel and devein the shrimp. And to peel them, I like to start by the tail end and just pull off the legs and that outer shell all the way up to the top. Because this is a kebab, I'm going to take off those pesky little tails. You just want to pull it and shake it off like that, and then you get the little delicate tail meat, which is a delicacy in my house. And then, of course, to devein it, you want to take a sharp paring knife and just cut down the back of the shrimp, and you want to look for any sort of discolored vein. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Here, there's a little bit of discolored, and you just want to take that vein out.
A lot of people don't devein their shrimp. You can always tell because it tastes a little bit bitter.
So a lot of recipes for shrimp kebabs that we found either put a hearty spice rub on the shrimp, which overpowered its flavor, or loaded it with a marinade, which really turned them rubbery. So we're not going to do either of those things. Instead, we're going to brine them. So here I have a quart of water. And to this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And of course, that sweetness helps reinforce that sweet shrimp flavor and helps them brown a little better on the grill. And a little bit of salt. This is 2 tablespoons of table salt. And of course, before you add the shrimp, you want to make sure all that sugar and salt is well dissolved into the water. All right, there we go. In go the shrimp. Now we're just going to put a cover on this. This only needs to brine for about 15 minutes, but we do want to refrigerate it. And if you could help me by putting this in that little refrigerator under the counter over by you. All right, so shrimp are well taken care of. Now it's time to focus our attention on the scallions, bell peppers, and mushrooms. Now the good thing about scallions is they actually grill at the same rate as the shrimp. So it makes them a very nice kebab mate. And to prep scallions for a skewer, you simply want to trim the ends. And here you want to trim the root end. And then we're just going to cut them into 3-inch lengths. So that's usually the white part, and then 2 of those, and that's all you need to do.
So this is like the dating game. We're trying to find which of these vegetables are the perfect mate for the shrimp?
That's it.
Gotcha.
All right, next up is the bell pepper, which is a classic component on a kebab, and an easy way to do a bell pepper for kebabs. And of course, I washed this pepper already. Is I'm going to trim off the top and the bottom. Now these aren't so easy to put on the kebabs, but I'm going to save these for salad later. Waste not, want not. I'm going to slice through the side of the pepper and open it right up and take out that core. And then I'm going to trim away any seeds and ribs. And this is a great way to prep peppers no matter what you're doing, because if you're just going to grill them, you could lie them flat. If you're going to roast them in the oven, you're ready to go. Or if you're going to cut them up, you can cut them into any size. So this is my favorite way to prep a bell pepper. Now for the kebabs we're making, I'm just going to slice these into 3/4-inch wide lengths. So what we have here is 3 peppers total, and that's going to give us enough peppers for our skewers. And the last vegetable is the mushroom. And today we're going to use cremini mushrooms, which are also known as baby bellas, and they just have a little bit more flavor than your average white mushroom. And of course, I gave these mushrooms a wash before. You can easily wash mushrooms. It helps you get rid of any of that grit stuck underneath in the cap, as long as you're going to cook them soon after. And the only thing we need to do is just to trim off the stem so that it's flush with the cap. All right, so the scallions are going to cook at the same rate as the shrimp, but the peppers and the mushrooms, they're going to take a bit longer. So rather than overcook the shrimp while waiting for these guys to cook through on the grill, we're going to par cook them in the microwave before we make the skewers. You want to microwave these in batches. And so the peppers will take about 2 batches, but the mushrooms you can do all in 1 batch. And you just want to line a plate with a double layer of paper towel. We're going to arrange the peppers skin side down. And before you microwave them, you just want to sprinkle them with a little salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. That seasons the vegetables, but it also helps to draw out some of that moisture. All right, so now we're going to microwave these. And the peppers take about 2 minutes, and the mushrooms take 3 minutes. And then after that's all done, we're going to let them cool, and we'll come back and get skewering. All right, so I finished microwaving all the vegetables, and then I drained the shrimp, and now I'm just going to pat them dry because you don't want wet shrimp going on the grill because they won't get very brown. That seems pretty good. Now it is time to get skewering. All right, so grab a shrimp, take a little mushroom and nestle it right into the shrimp curve.
All right.
Isn't that cute?
What that is? It's like a
Yeah.
shrimp button.
You just want to slide the skewer through it. Now take a couple pieces of scallion. Now if you're using the scallion white part, just use one. If you're using the greens, use 2 or 3. There you go. Put that down on top. Take 2 pieces of pepper, one after the other. And you got it. There we go.
That's kind of pretty.
It is pretty, and we're going to do this 3 times. But the thing I really want to point out here is look how flat that skewer is. That means we're going to be able to get a good sear on this side and a good sear on that side, and that's why we cut the vegetables the way we did.
That's why you're being so precise.
So this makes 8 skewers total. And here I have some vegetable oil. I'm just going to brush them lightly on each side. All right, now we're just going to season with a little bit of pepper. Don't want them too spicy. And these babies are ready for the grill.
Fantastic.
All right, so that grill has been heating up for about 15 minutes with all the burners on high, and it's time to get going. So first thing I'm gonna do, of course, is clean the grill. And we always like to do this before we start cooking, get any of that baked on crud off and get nice clean grill grates. Now we're gonna take a little vegetable oil and rub it evenly over the grill grates, helps get up any dust and helps keep those grill grates non-stick over time. So our grill is nice and clean and well oiled, and it's time to cook our kebabs. Now obviously these cook through really fast. It takes about 5.5 to 6 minutes total, so it's about 2.5 minutes a side. So as is always the case with gas grilling, you want to grill with the lid down so that it traps all that heat. All right, so it's been 2.5 minutes.
Oh, smells so good.
It does smell good, doesn't it? Oh, and look at those shrimp. Nice little bit of char, some golden grill marks. Of course, we're just gonna flip them over so it's that second flat side down. All right, so I'm gonna put the lid down and we're gonna go for another 2 to 3 minutes. Sounds good? So it's been about 2 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, don't they look gorgeous?
They do.
So you can see nice and charred and brown on the second side.
Does that mean they're done?
That means they're done. Thank you, my darling. These are just some of the prettiest skewers.
They're beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna turn off the grill and I'll meet you inside.
Sounds good.
So before we dive into these gorgeous looking skewers, I'm gonna whip together just a quick vinaigrette. It adds a little burst of flavor right before serving. So this is a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and to that I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of freshly minced thyme, 1 clove of garlic. I'm gonna use a garlic press to help get that right into the bowl quickly. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of Dijon, and last but not least, 1/8 teaspoon pepper. And this is just gonna add a really bright kick to the shrimp skewers just before you serve. All right, so there you go.
Oh,
2
yeah.
for you. And I'm gonna put a little bit of vinaigrette on top.
How do you eat your skewers?
I de-skewer.
You de-skewer. I'm going to de-skewer them too.
Those peppers are perfectly done.
I'm going to go right for the star of the show, the shrimp.
And I love that the shrimp are juicy and they taste like shrimp. They're not covered up with too much dry rub or marinade.
I love this, Julia. You've proven that shrimp and vegetables can play together nicely on a skewer, so thank you.
You're welcome.
So shrimp and vegetable kebabs have evolved for the better thanks to modern technology. Start by brining jumbo shrimp to ensure they stay juicy. Then par-cook peppers and mushrooms in the microwave. Nestle those shrimp and vegetables nice and tight on the skewers, then grill directly over high heat until lightly charred. Finally, finish the dish with a quick and bright vinaigrette. And there you have it, from our test kitchen to your kitchen, the very best grilled shrimp and vegetable kebabs. Excellent.
Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.